Namaste. Today's practice will focus a lot on the legs and variations of lunges and the movement coming from the pelvis. So lie on your back, maybe with the legs outstretched to begin. And inhale, splay fingers and toes. And exhale, squeeze the hands into fist ball the toes. Inhale, splay. And exhale to squeeze. Just a few times, splay and squeeze. Awaken the body to the breath. Unite them here. One more inhale, splay, and roll the wrists and ankles. Reverse. And long body stretch here. Lengthen out. And stretch the right side long and the left side. The length through the front of the body today. And slide those heels in as you circle the arms round. Hug knees toward the chest. Little rock here too. Circles in one direction with the knees. And reverse. Pause and plant those feet. Arms press into the earth. If you'd like a small arch in the spine, can tilt the pelvis away from you and then tilt it toward you. So a little tuck, neutral or a little arch. Just be cautious with that. And then tuck. So continue here to rock the pelvis. Feel how it moves, how this affects the spine. We tilt it forward. There's an arch in low back. We imprint. There's a rounding. Two more. Last one, inhale. And exhale to press through the feet and start to peel the spine off the earth. Lift up into a bridge. And roll all the way back down. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale to roll and lift. And exhale to lower, lower, lower. Let's do one more this way. Peel, press through the feet, and heavy the ribs, then the mid back, all the way to the low back. Now solid through those feet. This time as a unit, lift the hips and lower to hover. Lift and lower. See what breath pattern feels good for you. Maybe you exhale to lift, inhale to lower, but explore. Opening through the fronts of the hips, also getting into the legs. Focus today. Let's do 3, 2. The last one, stay at the top. Come onto the toes and then onto the heels. The toes will lift off the earth. And then lower, lower, lower through the spine. Roll it down. Arms can reach overhead as the legs go nice and long. And sweep those arms out to the sides in a T. Heels will again glide in. Let the legs drape to the right and to the left. Just let the hips go here. A few more times. Next time the legs roll to me, stay there. Come completely onto that side. And use the top hand to press yourself up and find a tabletop position on hands and knees. Tuck those toes if you'd like, and a little rock forward and back. So explore the weight on the hands. And then crouch or sit those hips back, lift the knees off the earth, and then press the hips back, downward facing dog. Pedal those feet, find some length through the backs of the legs now. Let's walk to the front of the mat. Walk, walk, walk. And hands to shins, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Sink those hips nice and deep. Find your chair pose and press your way up to stand. Baby back bend here. Open through the fronts of the legs as you ground through the feet and return to center. Again, small baby back bend and return. Focus on strong legs where those kneecaps draw toward your thighs. Let's do 3, 2. Last one, little arch, then bend the knees as the hands come to heart center chair, and then fold. Hands to your shins, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold once more. Step, 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 or lunge back with that right leg. Pause here, little rock. And lower the back shin. Arms can reach up as you lift up. And hands to heart center. Little rock here, perhaps, forward and back. See what it's like to do this without the hands. 2 more this way. Last one. And into the lunge, hands come down, lengthen that lead leg, send the hips back in space, and then rebend. So see what it's like with support of the hands. Lengthen lead leg, reach back, and find your lunge. Open up through this area. Find strength and anchor through that lead foot and that lead shin. It's like you're pressing out of the earth. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Reach back, flex through those toes, and then return them to the mat. Hands might walk forward here as you pop the back toe off. See if you can suction cup that left leg in toward the body as much as you can as you send it back into a plank. Come forward with the body, lower onto the knees, and find your way onto your belly. Hands and forearms press into the earth as you lift up into Sphinx. And lower right, back down. Let's take that left leg out to the side and return it long. Out to the side and return it long. Just 2 more. Last one. Nice. We won't go to the other side yet. Instead, press into those hands, sit back almost into child's, kind of that crouch. Tuck the toes, hips up and back, downward facing jog, little pedal. Walk, walk, walk to the front of your mat. And this will be an option throughout class to get to the front. Hands to shins, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold, bend those knees, sink the hips back. Chair pose. Press yourself tall. Arms can sweep round. Back overhead. Let's take those baby back bends again. Lift up and over a beach ball with the upper spine and return. Up and over as you inhale and return. Everything else stays still. And see if the ribs can draw toward the pelvis. 2 more. We're staying out of an arch in the low back. Last one. And bend those knees, sink back into chair. Hands grace the earth as you lengthen the legs. Hands to shins, halfway lift. Inhale, long spine. Exhale to fold. The left leg now will step back nice and long. A little rock forward and back here. It's that length through the back leg, the power there. And lower the back shin. Roll up through the spine, arms can circle, hands to heart center. Again, ground through those foundations. It's like you're trying to lift up from the earth through your foot and shin as you rock forward and back. Little rock. Trying to get that lead knee to track in line with second and third toe. So the knees in line with the foot. Let's do 3. Get into the hip flexor a little too. Pelvis stays facing forward. Last one. Nice. Lunge deeply, hands to the earth, and lengthen that lead leg and rebend. Lengthen and rebend. And this is where we want those hips to go directly back behind us. To keep that front thigh tracking in line with the foot. Do 3. 2. Last one, lengthen the leg, flex the toes toward your nose. And replant that foot. Hands can walk forward. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee off. Now prepare yourself here. Really actively press through the hands. Head in line with spine. Inhale. Exhale, suction cup that right leg in as close as you can get it to the body. Then find your plank. Roll forward, your variation of the up dog. And then return to your belly. Hands can be under the forehead as you slide that right leg out to the side. And return. Again, out and in. 2 more times. Last one. And good. Return the legs long, then bend the knees and crisscross the ankles. And then pause and take your legs to the right, so your shins to the right. Pause. And to the left. And pause. Return to center. Plant the shins. Heavy through the pelvis here. And lift up into your Sphinx once more. If you're ready for it, you could come a little higher. Just make sure the legs are pressed down, that they're active. And lower. Hands come closer to the body as you press yourself up and back into a downward facing dog. That left leg, reach it high, and then return the toe to tap. Reach the leg high, open up through the fronts of the hips, and return. See if you can continue this without an arch in the low back. So it's an exhale to lift the leg to help keep your center strong. One more time, lift. Then bend the knee, stack the hips open toward the left side wall. Open this area. Then the kneecap turns toward the earth again. See if you can lunge that leg through between the hands. Now let's step forward. Hands to shins, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold, roll all the way up through the spine. As the hands sweep past the heart, inhale. And exhale, hands to heart. Fold once more. And bend those knees. Step back with that left foot. Again, press through the hands. See if you can bend that right knee close to the body. And then send the leg back and just simply find your downward facing dog. That right leg, sweep it high while maintaining neutral curves or natural curves of the spine. Then lower to tap. Lift and tap. The exhale on the lift. Protect your spine. Let's do 3, 2. Last one, exhale to lift. Inhale to bend, open up toward the right side wall. Inhale. And exhale to turn your kneecap toward the earth. See if you can bring that leg through. And step forward. Hands to shins, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Root to rise and start to roll up through the spine. Arms circle. And hands to heart. Bend the knees, fold. Again, the knees are nicely bent here. Step back with the right leg this time. Really find your strength through that front foot and back leg. And then root the hands. See if you can suction cup left knee in toward you. And find your plank. And hips high, downward facing dog. Let's roll forward with the body. Find your version of the chaturanga. Your version of up dog and downward facing dog. Left leg sweeps high. Drop between the hands. Now shorten your stance. Back foot steps in. Okay, warrior 1 legs. And press yourself up through the feet to stand. Hands to heart center here. Now, press through that back foot, angle the body forward, really get into the stretch of the calf, and then bend that back knee and notice how you lift a little. Lengthen that back leg, notice how you lean, bend it, notice how you stand up tall a little bit here. And this actually comes from the pelvis. Notice how the movement initiates from the pelvis. And we want this lean. Whenever the back leg is long, just a little bit. When we're in our runner's lunges to come. Let's do one more little lean. Hands reach high. And come a little taller if you can stay out of the low back. Okay. And then lengthen the lead leg and bend. Lengthen and bend. Maybe you do, even in a warrior 1, invite a bit of a lean. Just a nice way to explore it. Last one, bend. Then lengthen, arms reach high and fold over that lead leg. Rebend the left knee, set the back right shin on the earth, lift up high to your lunge. And then hands to the inseam of the lead leg, pop that back knee off the earth. Now this lizard lunge here.
and step back into plank, and step forward with the right leg, and step back, and then the left leg, step back, and the right. One more time each side. See how high we can lift that leg. And then return to downward facing dog. Pedal the feet. And perhaps the right leg will rise. Drop between the hands. Shorten your stance. That back left leg comes in a little. Root to rise through the feet. Really stretch and press the back leg into the earth and lean the body forward just a little. And then bend that back knee. Lengthen through back leg. See how the lean happens. And then bend and come taller. In any lunge, the more we lean, the more the more we lengthen the back leg, the more necessary it becomes to lean. So not so important warrior one, but we're just exploring it here because it will be important. Last one, lean. And then arms can reach up as you lengthen the lead leg and rebend. Lengthen and rebend. And notice when you rebend, it's a little bit of a lean. Do two. Last one, lengthen, reach, and fold. Nice. That back shin will lower to the earth. Lift up through the torso into your low lunge. And then hands return to the inseam of the lead leg. Lift the back knee off. Lizard. And step back into plank. And the left leg steps forward. Step back into plank. And the right. So alternate lunges here. One more each side. Last time. And hips high, down dog. Left leg, reach it up. Draw it through between the hands. And high lunge here with the long back leg to start. We really need the lean here. This is where it's very important. Now bend the back knee, just like we did in Warrior One, except it'll be a lot more. Notice what happened. Hopefully, the torso lifts. The pelvis initiates this movement and lifts the torso. And continue this little bend and little lean. The back knee being bent allows us to come up without getting into the low back. Let's do two more. Last one, bend. Hands out in front of the body, clap them together. Right arm peels open and return. Left arm peels open and return. Right hand again peels open as you blade the back foot. Find your warrior two. Lengthen the lead leg as the arms reach. And then bend. Lengthen. And bend. Even when we do this, there's a slight draw of the left heel toward the body without it moving. Sense of strength. Two more. Last one, reach. Arms extend from the shoulder. Hips travel back in space. Lengthen through that left arm. And then revolve. Find some strength through the inseams of the legs here. One more inhale. And exhale to bend that left thigh. Other arm could go over the ear if you'd like. Again, there's a sense of strength and press through the legs. And then rotate on the back toes to find that long lunge. That left arm can reach back, right arm forward. Another inhale. And exhale to ground the right hand. Rotate to the left knee. And then hands frame the front foot. Can we suction cup it in toward the body so the foot doesn't scrape on the earth? That's challenging. And then find your plank, your little crouch, and then downward facing dog. That right leg will come high into the sky. Draw it through between the hands. See if you can rise up into your lunge. Long back leg, which means we need the lean. Then bend the back knee. Notice how the pelvis lifts you up. And return to the ankle. Bend, stand up tall, and then lean. This back leg lengthens. Two more. Last one. This more traditional lunge, hands out in front of the body. Open up toward the left. Boomerang and close. Rotate opposite way. Oops. And close. One more time to the left. Blade the back foot. Adjust your stance for warrior two. Lengthen that right leg as the arms reach. And bend. Lead leg as the arms sweep down. Arms circle. Lift, lengthen, and return. Breath matches movement here. Let's do 3, 2. Last one, reach, arms overhead, front leg lengthens, and the arms come out directly from the shoulder. Hips reach back while the body reaches forward, crown forward, and then right arm down, left arm up, triangle. Another inhale. And exhale to bend that right leg, side angle. Another inhale. And exhale to pivot on the back toes. Turn this into a long lunge. That right arm can reach back, left leg or left arm forward. And then ground left hand, rotate toward the right. And hand will plant. See if you can really get that leg close to the body and drive it back into your plank. Hips high, downward facing dog. Maybe you pedal the feet. And sink the hips back behind you in that little crouch. Bend the knees and press the body into a plank, then hips high. Just 2 more like that. Crouch far back, lengthen, shoot forward, hips up and back. One more time, crouch, reach through the body nice and long, and hips high. Lower the knees all the way down to the earth. Slide those hands in, roll up through the torso. So you're in a kneeling position here. Arms or hands draw to the heart center. From here, with toes tucked or not, keep the body in a neutral line. So natural curves. So feel your natural curves. And then on the exhale, lean back, but the body stays the same and come up. Lean back and come up. Squeeze the thighs toward one another. Activate through the glutes. Great for the legs. 3, 2. Last one. Lean, return. Circle those arms overhead as you squeeze the thighs together and press the shins down, little baby back bend. Maybe the arms circle in behind the body. Hands could come to the back of the pelvis. Press the pelvis back into the hands. The hands press back. And then return to center. Left leg. Step it forward. See if we can get up with no hands. Okay. It's okay if we need them. So usually we have the hands down and we tuck the back toes and we step forward. Okay. Here today, sit up nice or stand nice and tall with your spine. Hands to your heart center if you'd like, or on that left thigh. Lean the body forward. Tuck the back toes here. And press through that back foot as much as you can. Lift the back knee off. Rebend that knee, shift back a little, and then step forward. Press up to stand. Baby back bend and fold. Hand positions halfway lift, inhale. From this halfway lift, bring the hands to heart center. Bend the knees, sink the hips into chair. Come onto those right toes. Slide or step that leg nice and back. Press the hips forward here. Your long lunge, and then bend the back knee, and the hips will lift the torso up. Lower the back knee right down. Very good. And hands can come down as you have those knees come side by each. Roll forward with the body. And then heart through the arms, through the shoulders. And hips up and back, downward facing dog. You're probably not as tired as I am. Pedal those feet for just a moment. Hover those knees. So bend those knees to hover. And send the hips high. Roll forward into a plank. Bend those knees to hover. Hips sink back. And press the hips high. Find your plank. Bend those knees, crouch position. And hips high. Lower those knees back down. Slide those hands in, circle up. So you're in that kneeling position once more. Hands to heart. Could always do a squat, a repeated squat if this isn't okay for the knees. Otherwise, you could have toes untucked or tucked. I like untucked for this. Sink the hips back. And then press up. Sink the hips back. And press up. See if you can keep ears over shoulders. Shoulders over hips. Active press through those shins. Little kneeling squat. Let's do 2. Last one. And arm circle, maybe baby back bend. Press the pelvis forward. Engage through center. And then hands behind the body. Inhale. And exhale to find neutral spine. Step forward with that right leg. Just as you need here. Find the strength through your foundations as they draw toward one another. Tuck those back toes. Lean forward. Draw that front hip back, perhaps just a little. Lift the back knee. Bend the back knee to shift back a little and step forward. Press up through the legs, little baby back bend. And fold. Hands to shins, halfway lift to inhale. Stay in the halfway lift. Hands pressed together at your heart center. Bend those knees. Lift up onto the left toes. Sweep that leg back. Your high lunge here. Rebend that back knee. Notice how the pelvis lifts you up. And then lower the knee down. You're in your low lunge again. You could, even without the hands, we did the hands last time, could try stepping back without the hands. Could do the other side. Step back. Other side. Step back. Trying not to shift through the hips. One more time, step forward to the left leg, tuck back toes, find that lean, lift the back knee off the earth, shift back and step forward. Fold right away. Hands to shins, halfway lift, inhale. Hands to that heart center, bend through the knees, come onto the right toes, lunge that leg back. Ooh. Hug muscle to bone, unlike what I was doing there. And then bend that back knee. The torso will lift with the pelvis and lower the back knee to the earth. See if maybe you can step back without hands. Other leg steps forward. Find your lean, back toes tuck, lift back knee, shift back as the back knee bends, and step forward. Fold. Hands to shins, halfway lift, inhale. Hands to heart here, bend the knees, onto your left toes, lunge back. Bend the back knee, the pelvis will lift the torso up and settle that left knee down, and knees come side by each. Slide forward onto the belly. Press up into a nice little sphinx. We're done the working portion here. And lower right back down. Press into those hands and hips up and back, downward facing dog. The right leg will come high and pull it through the hands. And if you need help, right, also that hand can sometimes be used too. Lower the back knee, hands to the inseam of the lead leg to stay in lizard. So pause here. Hands frame the front foot. Walk that right leg in just a little more through center here. And focus on that left hip forward, right hip back. Broaden across the chest. And you could take a low variation or high of this. The low variation is to lengthen that right leg like we did earlier. Toes could be flexed if you'd like. Or tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, really long front leg here. And again, there's this little draw of the right hip forward, left hip back. And that's really just to hopefully level out the hips and align them. Lower that back shin if you had it lifted. And see if you can slide onto the belly. Bend that right knee rather, and take the bind around the ankle or maybe the pant leg, whatever you can grab. Maybe you're reaching back with that right hand. Press the base of the pelvis down. Stretch the front of the leg. More breaths here. Another inhale and exhale. Inhale wider and relax the breath. Release that leg. Press into the hands. Find tabletop, then tuck toes, hips up and back, downward facing dog. That left leg will come high and draw it through between the hands. Set the back shin down. For now, both hands walk to the inside of lead leg, lizard. Even here, when we're focused on stretch, just still a press through foot, shin, hands. Notice if the hips are off to one side. See if you can level and align them to face forward as best you're able. Another inhale. And exhale, both hands on either side of the lead leg. Perhaps bring in a little more center and squeeze everything in. Another inhale. And exhale, maybe you lengthen that left leg and stay low. Foot could be flexed. Hips behind you. Notice how mine jetted to the side. Hug them in. Or lift that back knee off. Then lengthen lead leg. This long kind of ultimate triangle. Another inhale. And exhale to rebend that leg. Maybe you lower the back shin and slide the left leg back. And then find the belly. Right hand underneath the forehead as the left hand reaches back toward that same leg. Maybe you find the bind. Just lengthen through the front of that leg, press it down. Where you really want to get into for all the work we did. Another inhale. Exhale fully. Expand the inhale. And relax that exhale. Release that bind. Maybe another lift into your Sphinx if you'd like, or low cobra. And then find a child's pose. It's time for our Savasana. Since we're here, if you like belly Savasana, you could slide forward onto belly or roll onto your back. If on the belly, turn your head to one side for a few rounds of breath. And I'll let you know when to switch. Switch your gaze, switch the cheek that grounds. Another inhale. If on the belly, the head could turn down. So hands under forehead. Head is in line with the spine. Another breath in and out. Feel yourself here on your mat. And from this attentive place, feel and invite small movements back into the body. If you're on your belly, you might decide you want to press back to a child's pose. If you're on your front, you might hug the knees to chest. Take a few more breaths. Make your way into a seated position. Maybe roll the shoulders. Roll the head to one side and the other. The head drops your center. And lift your gaze as the arms sweep up and draw the hands to your heart. Thank you for practicing with me today. Sat Nam. Hopefully, we'll see you soon for another class as part of the Flowing February challenge. Take care.